Hey everyone, welcome back to the One Piece Today channel. If you're watching this video, you probably have the same question on your mind. After the Elbaf Arc, where's One Piece heading? What awaits Luffy in the most critical phase of the final saga? Let's look at what author Eiichiro Oda shared about the manga at Jump Festa 2026. Hello to everyone at Jump Festa. To write this letter, I asked my editors to list everything happening next year. They sent me a huge list. But then they told me you can't talk about this yet. You can't say that either. So basically, I'm not allowed to say anything. Am I? But since this is Jump Festa, let's talk about the original manga and Weekly Jump. After a super long flashback to understand history, we are finally returning to the present. Once the perspective on Elbaf shifts, that's it. I'm going to end it with a bang. From this moment on, the story gets even more intense. We are heading to that island. A place only the Pirate King has ever stepped foot on. The man with the burn scar appears. Two people who have never met will finally cross paths. And two others will clash as well. Will next year become a festival of reunions? I have to say, Oda dropped way too many clues. So many details seem disconnected at first. But when you string them together, they form a crystal clear picture. This isn't just a journey to become Pirate King anymore. It's a direct confrontation with the world. With IMU, and with 800 years of hidden history. In this video, let's analyze the most likely scenarios. Specifically for the Post-Elbaf era Luffy meets Dragon, faces Shanks, and finally, the destined war with Blackbeard. For the One Piece, and for the fate of the entire world. Monkey D. Luffy will meet Monkey D. Dragon. A reunion between the challengers of the world. I believe Oda is hinting at one of the most anticipated meetings in over 20 years of One Piece. That is the meeting between father and son, Luffy and Dragon. Up until now, they haven't spoken a single proper word to each other. Luffy only learned his dad's name from Garp, because children are a parent's weakness. Dragon willingly entrusted Luffy to Garp to keep the boy out of danger. But Dragon never forgot he had a son. Every time he visited the East Blue, he would stop by a certain village to quietly watch a young boy. Monkey D. Dragon was always watching his son's steps. When Luffy set sail and got a bounty, Dragon immediately went to Log Town, the gateway to the Grand Line. The goal was simple: see his son, and help him if needed, even without meeting face to face. Dragon has monitored the Straw Hat's journey. He once said that one day, they would meet to question the world. That statement is massive. The world here doesn't mean civilians, and it doesn't mean the Marines. The world Dragon refers to is the power system sitting above everything else. And above that is IMU. This aligns perfectly with the ideology of Rock's D. Zebak. At God Valley, Rox told Whitebeard and Kaido their enemy was the world itself, not the Marines or other pirates, but the order ruling history. IMU is the world personified, and everything moves according to his will. Dragon and Drox share one thing: they both see the true nature of the world, and both chose to stand against it. The difference is Rox was too hasty and failed, while Dragon waited for the perfect time, when the Holy Knights make their move. That is when the real war between the revolutionaries and the world government begins. After Elbaf, the conditions are set. The Revolutionary Army declared war by rescuing Kuma and the slaves. Now the Holy Land is starving because supply ships are being ambushed. The five elders had to recall Fight Garling back to marry GOIs. Before that, the Holy Knights were sent to negotiate with rebellious nations. The government's foundation is shaking. That's why NU is so desperate to take control of LBF. It can't wait anymore and decides to act personally, possessing the five elders to clear obstacles. Elbaf is currently facing an unprecedented danger, but within that danger lies opportunity. If Luffy seizes it, the reunion is close. After Elbaf, Luffy will defeat the five elders while they are possessed by IMU. This detail is crucial. It directly mirrors Rox at God Valley, a man called a threat by the world, wielding power beyond limits, forcing IMU to act. 38 years ago, IMU possessed Saturn, then turned Rox D. Zebak into a demon. Roger and Garp only fought a Holy Knight who is on par with the hero level. But this time, Luffy directly faces IMU possessing the elders. The world will officially know of Sun God Nika. No longer just an LBF legend or a secret hidden by the government. Nika has appeared before the whole world, and no one can deny it anymore. Simultaneously, those who waited 800 years for Joy Boy will realize he has returned. Not just Yunha, Yamato, or the ancient robot Emeth, but other ancient forces watching from the shadows. In this context, Luffy meeting Dragon isn't just a family story. It's the convergence of the two biggest symbols of resistance in the world. One represents the desire for freedom. The other represents the revolution for a new world order. Post-Elbaf is the perfect time, perhaps the only time, for father and son to stand together, facing IMU before the current world collapses completely. Luffy will meet Shanks before reaching Laugh Tale. Besides meeting Dragon, I think it's time to fulfill the 13-year-old promise Luffy returning the Straw Hat to Shanks. Shanks has been very close to Luffy twice. First at Marineford, he decided not to see him to avoid breaking their promise. The second time is a bit more confusing. Luffy had just defeated the world's strongest creature and awakened his devil fruit. Yet Shanks still didn't visit him in Wano. Maybe he felt it wasn't enough to be called a great pirate yet. Or simply, Shanks felt the timing wasn't right. Everything changes after the Elbaf Arc. Luffy and the Straw Hats will reach a whole new status. Not just a young Yonko, and not just a challenger anymore. Luffy and his crew just defeated the Holy Knights, the supposed ultimate blade of the Holy Land. As a result, their bounties will skyrocket. Luffy's bounty might surpass Kaido and Big Mom. This signals the world government officially recognizing Luffy as the top threat. He did what previously only the Rocks Pirates and Roger dared to do. That is, fighting and defeating the Holy Knights. Luffy's status will be vastly different, arguably on par with Red-Haired Shanks. Next, the truth about Luffy's devil fruit is exposed. The Hai-to-Hai Nomi model Nika is no longer a secret. The Elbaf giants, who worship the sun god, understand the meaning of this return better than anyone. When the warrior of liberation dances to the drums of liberation in the living world, someone will finally tell Luffy the truth about the Gomu Gomu Nomi. Only then can he fully master Gear 5. No longer relying on luck or outbursts, he will master the power of the sun god, combined with top-tier Conqueror's Haki. Just like Gabin hinted at, forged in battle against IMU and the Elders, Conqueror's Haki at a level that only those comparable to the Pirate King possess. Why Uncle Luffy's power hits its peak, there is nothing left to develop. Before we talked about reputation, but now Luffy has both reputation and individual strength. Then there is military might. Defeating IMU while he controls the 5 Elders carries massive symbolic weight. It shows the world isn't invincible. The ultimate godlike figure can be beaten. After this victory, Luffy will recruit Loki, whether as a crew member or an ally. It's a huge win. The Kingdom of Elbaf will place absolute trust in Straw Hat. The support of the Giants makes the Straw Hat Grand Fleet the strongest force in the world. This is what Big Mom always craved. That is the moment the promise to Shanks will be kept. Luffy isn't meeting Shanks to prove he can be a pirate without swimming. He meets Shanks as a recognized great pirate. Luffy now equals his idol in every way. He will give the hat back. There will be a fight, but a reunion between Usopp and Usopp will happen too. A late, but necessary meeting. Usopp went from a liar in Syrup Village to standing equal with his father on the sea as a Yonko officer. The timing of the Straw Hats meeting the Red-Haired Pirates is crucial, because after that, Luffy heads to the end of his journey, fulfilling the vow he made in Windmill Villages. One day, I'll find a crew way better than yours. I will find the greatest treasure in the world, and I'm gonna be king of the pirates. Shanks said to meet him when Luffy became a great pirate, but Luffy wants to surpass Shanks. Their promise will likely be fulfilled after the Elbaf Arc. But Luffy's journey isn't over. Laughdale awaits, and another figure is likely to block his path. The Great War with Marshal D. Teach minus the final showdown for the One Piece. A clash with Blackbeard is unavoidable. The only question is who faces him first, Luffy or Shanks. Shanks and Teach go way back, and the scar on Shanks' left eye is the proof. Shanks always viewed Teach as the biggest danger, not because of strength, but because of his ambition and nature. Oda revealed that post-Elbaf, we head to the island only the Pirate King has visited. This means the war for the One Piece officially begins. Vegapunk said whoever claims the One Piece will also possess the 3 ancient weapons. He hopes Straw Hat gets there first, but he isn't certain they will secure it. It could be someone else. Really, anyone can match the Post-Elbaf Straw Hats. But Blackbeard isn't one of them. However, Shanks definitely won't let Blackbeard get what he wants, whether for world balance or a personal vendetta. He has to stop each. Actually, every move Shanks made was to support Luffy. He knows only the one chosen by Nika can change the world. Teach's ambition is too dangerous. He lacks the aura of his father Rocksteady. Zebakin seems more like his ancestor Davy Jones. Zebak once wondered who Ione feared more, Joy Boy or Davy Jones? Proving these two legendary pirates were neck and neck. Assuming Oda keeps buffing Blackbeard to be a true rival for Luffy, it means Red-Haired Shanks will act soon. Shanks has wanted to settle things with Teach for a long time, most recently at Marineford, but they both knew it wasn't time. Teach admitted it was too early to fight him, so he retreated, letting Shanks end the war. Regarding personal vendettas, Teach has a blood debt with the Fig Arland family. Garland killed his father and forced Zebak to kill the clan. Blackbeard will definitely seek revenge. Fate seems to bind these two together. Their clash is coming. However, Blackbeard has another massive enemy, Luffy. Teach indirectly caused Dace's death. A blood debt that can't be erased. More importantly, signs show Blackbeard is targeting people Luffy loves. Specifically, Princess Shirahoshi. First, Caribou knows she is Poseidon, one of the 3 ancient weapons. He also knows Plutonism 1-0 and plans to gift these secrets to Blackbeard. For Teach, attacking 1-0 is too risky, while Fishman Island is much easier to access. He wants world domination, so he won't ignore Poseidon. Second, King Neptune planned a political marriage with the giants by wedding Shirahoshi to Loki. Also, in chapter 967, Roger called Shirahoshi the hairy daughter. Coincidentally, the name Mosa, the mysterious friend Loki chats with, also means hairy or shaggy. Mosa said she was obsessed with a terrible event, looking at Shirahoshi. Only 2 events could cause such trauma. One is her mother's death. The other is the kidnapping attempt at Mary Goi's. But Shirahoshi stayed silent about her mother's assassination to prevent civil war. So what haunts her is likely the face of Charlos. When she returned to Fishman Island, she told Loki about it. According to chapter 1151 info, Shirahoshi said she couldn't contact Loki anymore. This implies a disaster hit the Ryugu kingdom, and the culprit is likely the Blackbeard pirates. Third, Madame Shai Arley's prophecy about Luffy destroying Fishman Island is starting to make sense. If Luffy brings his army there to fight Teach, the island becomes a battlefield and gets destroyed. But this isn't a tragedy. It's liberation. The Arc Noah will be used to carry the fishmen to the surface with the help of the Sea Kings. Luffy, the new Joy Boy, will fulfill the 800-year-old promise. A promise to a race imprisoned by history. That's the entire likely scenario post-Elbaf the Dragon Reunion. The promise with Shanks, and the Blackbeard War. If you think this analysis makes sense, leave your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think defeats Blackbeard, Shanks, or Luffy? For more deep dives, like, share, and subscribe to One Piece today. For now, see you next time.